Well, welcome back, everybody, to this episode of Botnik, the AI generating computer algorithm. Today we're doing a Seinfeld script. We did Frasier, and we're just jumping to Seinfeld. So, without further ado, I have Broadshow here.
Hello.
And I have Wilson.
Hello.
And let's just jump into it.
Season 0, episode 1.
Episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do the fucking shit, too. Alright. Interior Comedy Club.
What's the problem with minimalism? You know, if you enjoy being around alcoholics, I'm going to go ahead and never return that dog.
Alright. Interior Jerry's apartment. Day. Jerry and Elaine are carrying leaves in their hands. He tries to grab a door and she imitates the door.
Well, the elevator opens and wrong side of the door. I thought maybe the door's not waiting, but it said going down, and Kramer couldn't help me move it. I just wanted to get out of it. Just get out!
Slams his hand on the door. Kramer enters dancing with garbage. Hey! Great idea for a big sponge. Make it so large, you think it's got a fat clock in the middle. I had a hard time reading that.
Jerry takes off his bones.
Takes off his bones.
Kramer, do you have a fun flashback to do?
Cut to interior Monk's Cafe. Day. George is wearing a $20 hat that says, "Hello to horse."
Kind of like the captain of hygiene.
Mind the flesh, George! Elaine, say something to George. Look for anything wrong with him.
Right now, I want to find someone who doesn't believe George is back from the bathroom.
George takes the garbage and moves back.
Elaine isn't exhausting, but I'll bet there's days of straight fear I'm not bitter. First
Elaine.
dog to get George will be my friend.
George walks at her seriously.
I'll pay attention to George when he talks louder. He never says anything wrong, but his intellect is dying with him.
George walks back to George's parents. Interior, Jerry's apartment, night. Kramer enters quickly, sliding around the floor on his knees. Jerry's watching TV. Jerry notices something in the refrigerator. Elaine smoking at the crowd. Hey, I'm thinking, Jerry. I'm really sweating, Jerry. Jerry, I have a woman coming, and she doesn't mean, you know? Relax, Jerry, relaxiously, handily talking.
Well, the couch is not going to be washed by me, you know. I've got Nick tickets this Wednesday, and George gets soup on the road.
Snacks are piled high in the guest room. Jerry spots them and takes a photograph. Kramer, cynical voice. Jerry, can you be a big salad and give me a meal? George enters, acting very strange. Picks up the remote control and tries to run with it.
Hey, George, what's wrong with you?
Oh, Jerry, just sit there and try to hear my machine. Jerry, I think I have a hot dog in there, and I'm not going to lie about it.
What's the difference? You became a legend. I got a big picnic.
George, Elaine, and Jerry lean back and forth. Elaine, laughing hypocritically, sports a couple of muscle relaxers. Jerry looks at the psychic's apartment, the phone, and George. Helen walks towards Elaine, and George is a double look at the bathroom. George is touching the cowbanes. Kramer is barely laughing. Elaine making the newspaper. Jerry looks at Jerry. Jerry unlocks the hot ends. He likes it. He like it. Jerry's not heard with his fingers. Jerry walks out of the blade with a music pause. Cut to Interior Comedy Club.
No. God, no. God, no. You should get out of here. Right now. You're a real turkey club without any crackers, aren't you? What's the deal with this ping pong guy? He mumbles something like, yeah, ha, no, go. I've never been called an egg, but you could do it.
Credits.
Oh my god.
Ba-da-da-da. Oh,
That was very strange.
holy shit, dude. That last fucking paragraph of stage direction shit it hurt my brain.
Yeah.
Kramer is barely laughing. Elaine
Jerry
making the
looks-
newspaper. Jerry looks at Jerry. Jerry unlocks the hot ends.
Yeah,
He like it.
Jerry's not heard with his fingers. Jerry walks down the
not
blade
hurting his fingers.
with the music pause. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
that was really weird.
That was really wacky.
Harry Potter and the Little Prince. Chapter 1. The First Year.
So we'll go. So Tyler,
Mhm.
then Wilson, then me.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Sure.
Harry Potter knew that the only way to get a good night's sleep would be to spend it dreaming about his favorite person. But his dreams didn't stay that way. In truth, the only way for Harry to get the dreamy quality that he needed was to get very drunk. After all, drinking was only really useful if you knew that the other person was going to be able to see you when you opened your mouth.
It's the night before the first day. He groaned at his reflection on the bed. His reflection was in a pale black robe, black glasses, rings, and thickly puffed black boots he was wearing. He sighed and turned away from his bedroom to the wall where he had been sitting for a few hours. It was white as the wall behind him, and the only illumination was from the pale night sky overhead.
No matter what I get drunk and do, I'm still going to dream about you, Harry thought. You know how it is with boys. He smiled a little and got up to go find a bottle of whiskey. He turned the corner, stopped by the bathroom. In front of the toilet stood a naked man in black robes.
Oh. Harry felt an overwhelming urge to run away.
Harry, do you remember what we said when we were arguing with Weasley twins? Look at us. We're going to get married. Tell us to shove our face into a brick or something. Well, we were right. They did shove our face into bricks. But we won't shove our face into anything else. We're going to be careful. The man in black robes chuckled to himself.
Harry stared at the man in the robe in disbelief. Headmaster, do you know where I'm going?
You're going to the Great Hall of Hogwarts. You'll remember it, the headmaster said. I am so glad you're here. I have been looking forward to seeing you.
Harry was surprised to see that the headmaster was wearing his robes, but he knew he was not the only one. He had seen the headmaster wearing his robes, but he had never seen him in his usual attire. Harry wondered if the headmaster was the headmaster. He wondered if he had been a little too friendly with the headmaster. Excuse me, headmaster. Would you mind explaining how you ended up here?
I'm sorry. I had to go get Harry Potter and the boy who lived, the headmaster replied. He looked very tired, but it did not matter.
Harry was surprised to see that the headmaster had a boy in his arms, and the boy looked at him with eyes wide open.
Please, headmaster, Harry said. I can't believe it.
The headmaster looked at the boy in his arms. He looked very confused. Who are you? The headmaster asked.
The young boy looked up at the headmaster, his green eyes bright and blue hair unruly. I'm a Gryffindor, remember? He replied.
Yes. You're going to a Gryffindor camp. You're going to have a few adventures and maybe do a lot of fun. But first you have to find out what's inside Hogwarts. The headmaster grinned. Now, off you go. The boy in gray robes disappeared.
Harry thought to himself, what the hell is going on? Harry was still shaken up and the headmaster spoke again.
Now then, yes, Harry, you are the boy who lived. I am sorry you won't be joining us in the afterlife. I'm very sorry, Harry.
Harry was very afraid.
I'm not a Death Eater, headmaster. I'm a man who is trying to save people from their lives. I would never harm people. I would never do what you are doing, Harry said.
I know this is very difficult for you, the headmaster said. But I have to ask you something, Harry. Do you know how to use magic?
Harry's face was very red. He knew he wasn't supposed to answer this question, but he knew that he couldn't deny that he did.
I am not a wizard, headmaster. I can neither fly nor do things. I am a human.
The headmaster smiled. Well, we won't know until tomorrow. Harry looked really frightened.
Harry took out a scroll from his robe and said, "In short, can't do any of that shit unless you have magic training. I can't give you a wand either."
Oh, I know, Harry, the headmaster laughed. It's just a little too dangerous to do that. Harry felt his chest tighten in embarrassment. The headmaster laughed again and again.
And so began Harry's first real year at Hogwarts, and the year of him being killed. Oh, God!
Dun, dun, dun.
Holy shit!
Holy shit.
What an intro chapter.
Cue the
I
daddy
know, right?
Elfman.
In short, can't do any of that shit unless you have magic training. Oh, dude. That was fun.
That was fun. Should we maybe do chapter 2 just to see where it goes?
Yeah.
It's going to keep going.
It ended on such a good note.
Yep, but we're going to have to be back for that episode.
Chapter 2 coming at you.
Chapter 2 coming at you.
Ba-bow.
Stay tuned for Chapter 2 of Harry Potter and the Little Prince.
Little Prince.